Hey everyone, it's Hailey. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. As you all can already tell by the title, we are going to be recreating this super glowy, easy, simple makeup tutorial. It's kind of like a quarantine and chill tutorial. You can wear this while sitting on the couch eating chips and watching your favorite TV show, or if you have to make a run to the grocery store, or just kind of going on your daily walk during this time. So if you would like to see all the products that I used and my tips and tricks on how to get this super glowy and beautiful skin and very simple eye look, then go ahead and please keep watching. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the skin. I always love putting SPF on my face first. I already cleansed, toned, and moisturized my skin. So I'm going to go in with an SPF 50 right now. I probably take about that much on one of my fingers and I kind of just blend it in to the skin. This is great for even if you're staying in the house. I still put on SPF, but especially if you're going outside or going for a walk just to get some exercise, definitely want to put on your SPF. Now this step is optional, but I love applying a primer, especially because I have more dry to combination skin. So I'm going to be going in with this L'Oreal Magic Lumi primer. It is great just to add that extra glow when you need it. So I'm going to take about that much on my finger and just blend it in. Again, kind of like how we did with the SPF. And this is really going to help just hydrate and make the skin super dewy and glowy. I'm now going to start with my brows, so you can also start doing your face and eye makeup if you want to first, just depending on how you guys like doing your everyday simple routine, but I like to start off with my eyebrows after primer. So I'm going to go in, this is the Wet n Wild, it is their Photo Focus Translucent Powder, and I learned this trick from my friend Chelsea. What I'm going to do is set my brows first with some translucent powder. If you all ever have any sparse areas in your brows and you really just need that brow pencil to try to just make it stick, like these areas that I have right here, then go in with a translucent powder and like a fluffy brush and just kind of brush it through. You don't want too much, but just the slightest bit will really help. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this e.l.f. brow pencil. Let me zoom you all in so you can really see what I'm doing here. So I get mine in the shade Neutral Brown. It's very affordable. It's about $5 to $6. And I'm going to first use the spoolie side and brush up my brows. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the pencil side and just fill them in. Okay, so now that I have kind of like the line drawn in, don't be alarmed, we're going to go ahead and blend it through. I'm going to take this spoolie and just brush the hairs up, and that'll distribute all of the product throughout the brow. If you need to, go ahead and go back in and fill in any more sparse areas and then do the same thing, just spooling up the eyebrow. So let's move on to the face now, or for the skin. If you guys haven't tried this brow pencil, I love it. If not, you can use a brow powder for your brows, a tinted brow gel, anything that suits your fancy. But I'm going to go ahead and go in with my skin now, or my skin products. So I'm going to use this Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. I love this. I haven't tried it in a while. I remember loving it, but I'm going to go ahead and shake it up, and I get mine in the shade Duaville Light 4. I'll also leave all the products that I'm using down below in the description box in case you guys want to check them out and get them for yourself. But I'm also going to blend it with one of my go-to favorites. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 205. So I'm going to go ahead and mix a little concoction on the back of my hand. Probably take about 3 pumps of the Nars because it doesn't pump out too much, and then just a little drop of the L'Oreal Pro Glow, and I'm going to take just a flat brush like this, get pretty close to my mirror, and just mix it all up, and go ahead and just draw some lines on the skin first. You can even do dots. Some people do dots, but I draw lines. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to blend it in with the brush first, and then we'll go in with a sponge. Now I am just taking the Morphe, this is their M439 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just use that to buff that into my skin. As you can tell, this is more of like a demi-matte mixture or a semi-matte mixture. But with that L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer, it adds that extra glow that we're looking for. Now I'm going to go ahead and just take this e.l.f. damp sponge and I'm going to go ahead and just blend out the rest. Make sure that there's no harsh lines anywhere. And just really make sure that this foundation looks very well blended and you don't want to forget your neck. I'm taking any leftover product that I had on my hand and just evenly distributing it across the face. Now let's go ahead and jump into concealer. I definitely want to do some spot concealing over any imperfections on the skin and also conceal under eye dark circles. So I'm going to go in with two concealers. I have this one from Colourpop. It is their Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer, and I get mine in the shade Light 50W, and then I'm also going to be mixing it with the Too Faced Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealer in the shade Shortbread. So one of them's darker, one's a little bit lighter. So I'm going to go in with the Colourpop one first and just kind of dot it underneath the eyes. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do the same thing with the Too Faced one. I really want to get a darker shade in the Too Faced one. This is why I'm blending them together, because the Too Faced one by itself would be too light for me. But I'm going to make do with what I have. So I'm going to go in with the pointy side of the e.l.f. sponge and just blend it out. And then I'm also going to put it on the eyelid so we can make a base for any eyeshadow that we're going to put on. Okay, so now that everything is well blended underneath the eyes and on the eyelid, I'm going to dip into that Wet n Wild translucent powder that we put onto our brows earlier. And I'm just going to take that on this sponge and just press it into the under eyes to make sure that the concealer does not crease throughout the day. Now, I only put powder underneath my eyes because, again, I have more combination to dry skin, so I'm not going to put any powder on the face. I'm going to go ahead and go in with a liquid highlight now. This is from Wet n Wild. This is their Mega Glow Hello Halo liquid highlighter. It is so pretty. They have a bunch of different shades, but I have the shade 306B Gilded Glow, and I'm going to go ahead and just take this on this massive dofa applicator, and I'm just going to go ahead and dot it onto my cheekbones and down my nose and just a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And I'm going to go ahead and just again take that sponge, but I'm going to take it on more of the foundation side since we used powder on the other side, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend it into the skin. Look how pretty that is. It just really gives the skin such a nice and natural glow, and this is what I'm going for, especially during this time of quarantine. I don't want too much makeup on the skin, but I definitely want it to look very hydrated if I am. Now let's go ahead and bronze up the skin. This is one of my favorite parts besides doing eyeshadow and lashes. I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Ultra Bronze Bronzer. It's also in the shade Ultra Bronze, and I'm going to be taking just a Clinique brush. I'm going to go ahead and just dip into that, also tap off some excess, and just bronze up the skin. After bronzing, I love going in with a blush. This is just going to help make our skin look more alive, more refreshed, adding some color to the cheeks. So I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild. This is their color icon in the shade Keep It Peachy. They have a bunch of different shades, but I love this one for just an everyday. And I'm going to take it on this angled brush. This is the Morphe E4 brush. And these are very pigmented and very affordable, so you don't need too much when you're trying to put it onto the skin. So you can tell it just added a super pretty wash of color to my cheeks. And I like to put a good amount of blush on my cheeks when I'm doing my makeup for the day because blush is the first thing to fade away on the skin. So I really like to just add a good amount of blush. So after blush, I really enjoy putting on even more highlight. You guys can just stick with this cream or liquid highlighter if you'd like, but I'm going to go in with Becca. This is in the shade Champagne Pop. As you can tell, it is very well loved by me, and I'm going to just use it with the Morphe R36 brush and just take the slightest amount, because a little bit, I mean, look at that, that is blinding. A little bit goes a very long way. And I really love highlight, so I'm just gonna go to town a little bit. Super pretty. Okay, so after highlight, I'm just gonna jump in with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel just to kind of brush up these brows and really shape them into place before we do eyeshadow. I'm not too picky about my brow gels. I just had this one because I bought it in a kit a while back, so love it for now. Almost running out of it and we'll need a new one. But now for eyeshadow, I'm very excited to be using this palette. I don't really use palettes like this on my channel that much, so I figured why not? We're gonna stick with the bottom row down here, and then we might add a little bit of shimmer in the inner corner. But again, this is just a basic everyday look. So we're gonna go in, this is the Morphe palette 35F. I will also link it down below. And we're going to go ahead and stick with this shade right now. It is more like a lighter peach shade. And I'm going to take that on the Morphe R37 brush. And we're going to go ahead and just blend that into our crease. This will just add some nice dimension to the lid. And you're more than welcome just to use your bronzer if you want to. I like to do that a lot, and that's definitely a trend that's going around. Just popping that bronzer that you used in your crease. But I wanted to venture into the products that I have in my drawer. After blending that all through the crease, I'm now going to go in with this third shade right here. So we use this one in the beginning, and I'm going to jump into this one. It's just a little bit darker version of the first one. And I'm going to now go in with a different brush. This is just a Sephora blending brush. My friend Allison got it for me in a kit also for my birthday. So I'm going to go ahead and just take that darker one just on the outer V of your eye, which is just this out part of the socket. And this is really just going to help draw everything in. I now want to go ahead and just add some eyeshadow on my upper lash line and pretend like it's eyeliner today, because I'm trying to keep it very simple and minimal. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this, which one is it? Yeah, this shade right here. So we use this one first, that one second, and now we're going to go in with that one, and we're going to treat it as if it's eyeliner. So I'm just going to go in with this angled brush. It's from Eco Tools. It also has like a dual-sided brush. This is their Define and Shade brush. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that, tap it off, and we're going to go ahead and just really press it against the lash line so we can add some definition with it looking like it's eyeliner, but not having to use like a gel eyeliner, pencil, or anything like that. And it's okay if you get just a little bit of fallout underneath the eyes. I will go ahead and clean it up afterwards when I'm done. So after the eyeshadow for the eyeliner on top, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this shade right here. Now this step is optional, but I'm going to just take it on my pinky finger, and I want to highlight the inner corner of my eyes to just kind of make my eyes look more awake. It just adds a really nice pop to the inner corner. Now I'm going to go ahead and spray my face with some setting spray just to kind of lock everything in before we go in with mascara. So I'm taking this NYX Bear With Me. It is a prime, what is this? A prime, set, and refresh setting spray. I love this one. And I really like to drench my skin in setting spray just because I have more dry skin. So it really just helps to hydrate and lock in all the products and the powder that we put on our skin. So now I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes. I'm just using a Sephora eyelash curler, but you can use any eyelash curler that you have. And then we're going to go in and jump in with some mascara. So I'm going to go in with two mascaras. You can just use one if you want to, but I'm using the Loreal Lash Paradise. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's the one in the pink packaging. I get it in the shade Blackest Black. You can also get it in the shade brown if you want to make it even more natural for an everyday look. I'm just going to put one coat of that on my lashes, and then we'll jump into the other mascara. Now you can also put falsies on or individual lashes if you want to as well. I might do that in another video to show you guys how to do it, but I'm just going to stick with my natural lashes today. So now we're going to go in with another L'Oreal mascara. This is the Luminous Million Lashes. I just got this in the mail from Ulta on their app because I used to use this mascara in high school and my friend Chelsea just reminded me about it. And of course I had to get it, and it's very affordable. I think it was like $10. Now let's jump into the lips, one of my favorite parts. You're more than welcome just to put on a lip balm if you just want to make it quick and easy for you. But I just got in also in my Ulta order, I got the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner. I got 2 of them. So I got the shade Flush, which is a super pretty pink nude shade. And I got the shade Bare, which that's the shade I'm going to go in with today. So I'm going to go ahead and just line my lips. Okay, and after aligning them super pretty, I have a clear gloss here from e.l.f. So you're more than welcome just to put on a clear lip gloss over this too. But I'm going to go in with this Buxom Lip Gloss in the shade Blushing Margarita. It is super pretty. So let's go ahead and put it on. And I only like to put that much on because it's a lot of lip gloss. So I'm just going to go ahead and just take my ring finger and just kind of tap it into both of the lips. After the lips, I always like giving my face one more spritz of setting spray. So again, with the NYX Bear With Me. Just go ahead and let that dry. And that is pretty much the end of this easy, simple makeup tutorial. Very glowy, dewy to the skin, love it. Very hydrating. My skin feels very hydrated, and I feel like I can go out and go for a walk with this. I can go run and get some essential items at the grocery store, or I can just chill on my couch and eat some snacks during this quarantine. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up since it does help out my channel a lot. And if you haven't already, please hit the big red subscribe button down below. I will also have all of my products that I used today showing you guys on my face listed in the description box down below as well. So if you guys have any other types of videos that you'd like to see on my YouTube channel, please let me know. And other than that, I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye!